So the AFL has been doing something really interesting over the last couple of weeks, and that has actually been them releasing what they think is going to be every team's best 22 in 2025. Now, it was kind of weird because they decided to go by, every 6 teams. So they did 3 posts in total, which again wouldn't be that weird if each post would be like a day after each other, but I swear to God, Richmond, who are on the 3rd post, I had to wait like an extra 3 weeks after their first post just to be able to make this video again. I don't know why the AFL did that, but they were pretty much just cock blocking me of a video idea for a couple weeks. And look, it doesn't really matter because we're here now. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to go over what I think AFL's best 23 is compared to what I did. Again, I don't know if that is actually fun. My term of use of fun is probably wrong. Like, look, there are some people out there who probably think, fun is comparing an AFL 23 with your own 23. And then there are other people who think fun is going to the strip club in Grand Theft Auto 5 or yelling at random kids on NBA 2K. Again, I'd like to think I sit somewhere in that sweet little middle. But again, before I do get into all of that and more, there's still a decent amount of you guys who watch these videos who are not yet subscribed to the channel. So of course, it would mean a lot to me if you guys went and left a like on this video, subscribed to the channel, and commented your thoughts and opinions down below on the AFL's best 23 compared to mine, because I'd like to say it is very, very different. If you haven't already, just go and watch my complete video on my best 23, and you can just search it up on the channel or whatever. It's around somewhere, of course, and again, you get to hear all the reasons and explanations on why I had this type of player, whoever it might be in the 23. But we'll start off with the AFL's one, and I'm not going to lie, the backline is very, very, very similar to mine. Again, I think the only player that they don't have in that is, for some reason, it looks like they have put Ben Miller on the bench, which I think is semi-controversial. They've got Tom Brown starting over him, so you can just kind of swap that around. But I'm assuming they'll start Ben Miller on the ground, but, it is what it is. Again, our midfield is literally the exact same, except you swap Tim Taranto for Jacob Hopper. But again, that's all kind of similar. The difference is the forward line. So the forward line is kind of crazy because the way I took my approach for my forward line is I went with who I think Richmond are going to pick for round 1 against Carlton. Again, I already have them debuting Smiley and now Lawler. I think that Richmond probably aren't going to debut 4 or more, especially in round 1. Again, there's a chance they debut 3, but I don't necessarily know if they will. Again, especially against Carlton in round 1. You're going against a team who has 100,000 of the loudest members who are genuinely known to not be some of the nicest fans out there. Again, over the last couple of years, they have literally threatened their own players to their faces by screaming at them over the boundary. They have thrown water bottles over umpires' heads, and I think we're listed as the loudest club in the AFL. And I don't know if this is probably complete bullshit, but apparently their fans swear the most. Again, I swear a lot, so I'm not going to judge them off that. I've definitely yelled my fair share of swear words at like Jason Castagna back in the day. And look, that was wrong of me because he ended up retiring and becoming a tattoo artist. I don't know what happened there. But anyway, I don't necessarily know if Richmond will debut the 4 players that this page thinks they will. But they've got Harry Armstrong in that forward line, which I'm a little bit on the edge with. Again, I think Harry Armstrong or Jonty Ford will play if Tom Lynch doesn't. If Tom Lynch for some reason doesn't pull up again, which everyone knows that's very likely. Again, that man literally breaks more than when my heart broke when Anakin Skywalker turned to the dark side for my 1800th time of watching Revenge of the Sith. It's very similar. He's a broken man with a broken body, Tom Lynch, and I guess that's what I was. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not necessarily too convinced on that. Their midfield's like the exact same as mine, the followers as well. But yeah, their bench is way different. I mean, they've got Steely Green playing. I do not have Steely Green playing in this team. I think he could play round one, but I don't necessarily think he will. I've actually gone with Jacob Bauer. I think Bauer will play pretty early on. They don't have Jacob Bauer on this list, which is surprising to me because I think every Richmond fan, most of us at least, think that Jacob Bauer is going to play. So they went with a smaller option in Steely Green. And they've also got Jonty Fall on the bench. Now, again, on mine as well, I've got, Kazitsky playing. The reason I think they'll play Kazitsky most likely is because, again, they're not going to want to debut a bunch of key forwards, I think, straight away. At least I wouldn't think. But they could easily very well because at the point, realistically, both of our young draftees might be better than Kazitsky. It's just that Kazitsky could at least somewhat handle the pressure, I think, a little bit more than, one of those guys could. Because, again, being a key forward against a crowd like that, having to play on like Jacob Wiedering and co is a very hard thing to do. But then there's also been rumours that Kazitsky's actually been training with the backs. So if he's training with the backs and he's no longer playing as a full forward, then he might not be a Richmond full forward. They might genuinely debut one here. So that's the argument for that, I think. Then they've, of course, got Jonty Fall debuting as well, which I just don't see Richmond debuting 4 players and two key forwards straight away, and then Ben Miller off the bench. So it's not that weird, but yeah, I've got Banks in my team. They actually didn't list a sub on here. I'm assuming it's going to be Trezise or Banks. My sub was McAuliffe, and yeah, they don't even have McAuliffe as a emergency, which is crazy. From all the reports that Kane McAuliffe has been absolutely beast moding it this off season, and the AFL don't even have him as like a even an emergency or on top of the emergency list is crazy. But look, as we know, with round one, we truly don't know who is like shocking and turning major eyebrows in the off season. One of those guys like a Steely Green could very well play in round one, especially if they are dominating and shocking to the point where they will get a call up. But yeah, I think Richmond, especially against Carlton in round one, they'll probably go safe. I don't think they will put a really inexperienced team out there, because if we put the team out there that I think AFL have on there, we're probably going to get thumped by 150 points. Because if you think about it, Steely Green's played less than 5 games, I think. Bowers played less than 10, I think. Brown less than 20. Fall, Smiley, Lawler, and Armstrong literally are all debuting then in that team, etc., etc. There are a lot of players in there with less than 20 games of experience, probably like nearly 10. I just don't think Richmond are going to roll that way. I think Kazitsky, if he is playing up forward, will get the nod because he is experienced. I think they'll go with some more experience in there, like a Sam Banks as well. But, even he's not experienced, but his experience is definitely a lot more than what Steely Green has right now. I just think Richmond will take it a little bit easy. They will ease us off into round one. And then in round two, if they are thumped with that team, they're probably just going to be like, look, if we're getting thumped with that team, we got nothing to lose. Let's play all these guys anyway. But yeah, they're probably for the first round or two not going to want to get beaten by 100 to 150, because at the end of the day, that's bad TV. That is bad confidence for any young kid. It's just really not a good look and doesn't look good on the group. And yeah, I think you're going to want to ease these debutants in, and giving them some VFL time to start off with makes sense. But again, a guy like Josh Smiley and a guy like Sam Lawler, no, they are AFL ready and they should be in the AFL. Even though they could use some VFL time, I don't think they will learn anything in the VFL. They need AFL to learn. The other guys can still probably learn in the VFL. But Lawler and Smiley, they need some AFL football into them, and I'm excited to see hopefully both of them debuting in round one. But again, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you guys like the AFL or my best 23 better? Again, I'd very much like to know your thoughts and opinions. Comment what you even think about theirs. Just let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/Flowing channels too. Links for them will all be getting in the description down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.